Hey guys, what's up? This is Kazi from cleverprogrammer.com, and today I want to talk about how you should use and think about your money. So, one tip I would like to offer you that will hopefully change your perspective on how you think about this is like a lot of people think about it as this very like static thing that you just pile up or save and then you use it for whatever reason, like purchasing something. But you should think of money as something that you can trade for another thing, right? And I know it sounds obvious or like, duh, yeah, I trade my money in to go to Best Buy to buy some electronic equipment or trade it in for a car. But I mean that you should start focusing on trading your money for skill. So one thing that helped me a lot and how I was able to get a lot better in programming in a much shorter amount of time was as I started learning about programming, I would do my other job where I would coach people in chess. And then I wanted to get better at programming. So what I did was I was like, okay, if I'm making a certain amount of money from teaching my chess, I can trade that money, trade that skill for the skill of programming. So I'm using my chess skill, and then I would take that money and I would give it to somebody else so they could teach me about the skill of computer programming. And while I was learning on my own, I was using this thing to help me boost because then I was able to work with like professional software developers and learn the skills and the trades that they had. Or if I wanted to vice versa learn about chess and I already knew programming, I would start using my programming money like in a dynamic way to trade it for a skill. So we a lot of the times use money to purchase things, purchase static things, which a lot of the times don't have a return value on them. Like you don't have an ROI or a return on your investment. You'll just purchase some kind of liability, or maybe sometimes you purchase an asset. You'll purchase a property or put it into stock. Most of the times we'll spend it on either buying clothes, buying a jacket, purchasing gloves, or whatever, right? Some random thing. But if you start using your money to trade it for skill, now you start getting to the next level. And what a lot of the times happens is that you'll think, okay, I just got paid like $30 or $50 from somebody else. I don't want to put that much money in. But essentially how you should think of it is I just gave somebody my time for chess or for something like Photoshop, and now I'm trading it in for learning about a skill in Final Cut Pro, or I'm learning about a skill in some kind of business thing, or cooking, or arts and crafts, painting, whatever, right? You're trading one skill for another. And this way you can start adding on and boosting up your skills really fast. And again, when you invest in learning and quality learning, right? Not just, I hate to say it like this, and I don't want to sound like I'm against all schooling and colleges. Again, I think there's a lot of value there. But when I, for example, paid $1,500 for a course at my college where I knew more than my teacher, and a lot of people did as well, and that teacher really wasn't even a computer science teacher in the first place. Now that's money that I'm not getting my value back on, right? But if you trade it in with somebody who's skilled at that task, and even if it costs you a little bit more, you're now getting value back. And again, how I thought about it is if I did computer programming, right? And I worked at, like, for example, I got a computer programming client who I worked for, and they paid me money for designing their website, designing a invoicing system and a calendaring system for them, for example, right? And when I would get paid by them, I would trade it in and to learn from a professional developer, because how I thought of about it is like I'm trading my really crappy skill set for a much higher and a crazy higher level skill set. right? I didn't think about it like, oh, let me just keep my money. I got my money and I'm just going to keep it for myself, right? Like whatever money I was getting, I was like, I'm going to use it to learn from somebody else. And if you can hire somebody who you're not paying so much for, like you can even hire some people from different countries. There are websites that allow you to do like upwork.com, for example. You can hire people for much cheaper because they're in a different country. And so if you pay them in their currency, it's a lot of money. So essentially, like, let's say you're getting paid, I don't know, $10 an hour or $50 an hour, $40 an hour, right? Let's say you're getting paid $40 an hour or whatever. If you hire somebody else from another country and you're paying them 20 bucks or 30 bucks an hour, I mean, think of it like, holy crap, I'm trading in my really terrible skill set, you know, for a really high level skill set, and I'm getting 2 hours from this person. So essentially, I'm just learning a new skill, becoming an amazing programmer, amazing whatever, right? Whatever things you're interested in, better business person for free. And as a matter of fact, I'm making more money on top of it, right? Even if you're trading in literally 100% of the money you're getting and then giving it and acquiring a new skill. But I understand, can't do that. You got to pay your bills. You got to pay for other stuff, right? That's fine. But if you have money left over and you trade it in for a skill, I mean, you'll be increasing so fast in the things that you do because you'll save years of your time. And sometimes it's more than years of your time, it's a lifetime. Like when I was landing my first consulting gig for software development, I had a mentor. His name is Nick. And if Nick ever watches this video, Nick, I love you. You're awesome. I'm still in touch with Nick. He's actually one of the teachers at Full Stack Academy, which is a programming boot camp, and it's a really good boot camp. And how programming boot camps work is that in 3 months you spend some money there, like I don't know, a few thousand, $10,000 or something, and then they pretty much change your life, and they will do their best to land you a job. And a lot of people actually did end up getting a job right out of Full Stack Academy, and Nick helped with that. And Nick was one of my mentor, who I didn't even, I wasn't paying him, but just because I was such a good student, I was crazy. I would be like working, learning programming and coding skills like 20 hours a day. So when I had Nick to help me out, he helped me with my consulting gig and told me what rate I should charge them. And because I started off with a really high rate, because thanks to Nick, he told me what to charge, I just saved 5 years of my time, maybe more. And I had a head start in front of everybody else. And it was because I wasn't afraid to take my money, give it to somebody who knew much better than me, right? Like I had such a, shitty skill set, and I traded in for a superior, high quality, trained professional skill set. So that's amazing. It's essentially like I worked for 1 hour, and somebody with the trained and a high level of skill set was essentially, when they give you 1 hour of their time, that's like 20 hours of your time or more. So I was almost thinking of it like, oh my God, I'm earning time. I'm saving so much time. I'm literally like getting 10 to 20 hours or more per day. And I could use that time to either hang out with people I liked and had fun, or take that time and just boost myself so much so I could catch up with people who are years ahead of me, right? You'll hear most people rely on their experience as something that's very important. You'll go to a job and people will just try to show their superiority based on their experience. And that's because that's how most people learn, very linearly, right? Like this, very linearly. In 1 day, their skill set is here. In 2 days, their skill set is here. In 3 days, skill set is here. But when you work with somebody who's really good, or you trade in your skill for another skill to improve, and somebody who's a professional can teach you, you're just learning exponentially. Like your curve is almost like absurd. So you catch up to those people, they're very fast, and then you end up becoming better than them. And then it's not about experience anymore, but that's the only way they know how it works. That's why sometimes you'll hear in jobs like, oh, there's so much politics going on and these people think they're better than me even though I'm more skilled. And that's the reason why it happens. People are like, well, he spent 10 years, you spend 1 year, so it just doesn't make sense how you could have caught up to him. But if you think about the skill set, and if you use this way of learning, yes, it does make sense how you caught up to this person. So again, for me, I just spent relentless time. I'm a borderline obsessive, right? When I am learning about a new skill, like if it's jujitsu, I'm just watching jujitsu videos while I'm eating. I'm just watching jujitsu videos while I'm walking around thinking about things. I'm watching jujitsu videos when I was on my train on Metro. Like that's what it's about. I'm ordering books on jujitsu. I'm talking to jujitsu coaches. I got a jujitsu membership. Like it's like my whole world is that. And so I would pick it up really fast. I would try to get a mentor in jiu-jitsu as well. With programming, you could use that to learn very quickly. And don't be afraid of investing a lot of time in one place, because then your rewards are so much better too. Like you don't have to go about it in such a systematic way, like 1 hour a day for like the next 30 days. You can do that. That's fine. But then just understand that the results you're going to get are also going to be in the next 30 or 60 days rather than in 1 week or whatever, right? So trade your skill set. Think of your money that you can actually invest it to earn skills. That'll put a very different spin on how you think of money and how you can use it. I hope this video was enlightening. I know some of the stuff may seem obvious, and it might be. I don't know. That's just how I picked up a lot of the things really fast in whatever field I worked in or started enjoying. That's something I wanted to share with you guys. Maybe you'll find it helpful. Maybe it'll help you. Let me know if this helps you. Maybe I can speak more on this subject, but the video is getting long, so I'm going to stop. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being here. And I can't believe it. We're over 10,000 subscribers. That's amazing. And you guys are amazing. I have released a new course where I teach you guys how to create Python apps in 30 days or less. So if you're wondering if you want to learn how to create apps, or without having to know a million things about theory in Python and start to do some practical projects, that's a great course for you to start taking. We have a community of coders in our Slack channel. So everybody who's actually part of that course is also in the Slack channel. And then you guys can talk with each other so you don't get stuck. I am always in that Slack channel, so I'll personally jump in and help you out if you're getting stuck on anything. And yeah, just check it out. I also have a bunch of free videos in there that you can like click preview. If you don't want to pay for the course, that's fine. There's a Learn Python course that's free. We have thousands of students enrolled in there, so you can check out the Learn Python course before you want to jump into the OOP, Learn Python OOP course, which is a paid course. And yeah, you have 30-day money back guarantee. So if you want to get in there for a few days, test some things out. If it's too advanced for you, you can get your money back, or you should just ask me first, like, hey, is this too advanced for me? But if you know basic Python, like for this course, honestly, we haven't even jumped into if statements yet in this course, because we're constantly adding more videos, more modules, more exercises and projects. And we also have live webinars, so a lot of live training. We haven't even jumped into like lots of things that have to do with if statements or whatever. But if you do if statements and if you do some functions, like basic function knowledge, that would be helpful to you. So those are like things that are very supplemental. But I think you can pick up most of those things while you're taking the course as well. So check that course out. If you have any questions, ask me about it. We have about, I think, 20 students in that course now. So you can ask those students questions about it as well and how they're doing. They built some really cool stuff so far that they're shared, and I'm going to put that actually in the course. So like what the students are able to create. They're learning like professional development workflows. So like, how do you put Sublime text on one side? How do you put the command line on one side? And then how do you run Python scripts? And how can you start working on GUI development into Kinter? How do you install packages and libraries? So lots of practical knowledge that will be something that you can actually put on your portfolio as well, because that's where I would like to take it. You go from basic Python, like where you don't know anything, don't know nothing. It's called and learn Python, and you learn some basic things. Then we build projects, and then maybe, you know, I want to put some course together for you guys. They'll show you how to actually like step by step create a website where you can take those projects and put it as a portfolio, and then how you market yourself, and how should you train for interviews, and how should you position yourself so you have a much higher chance of getting and landing either independent job as a freelancer or landing a job at a company, and how you can actually use the briefcase technique and help them as well. So lots of cool things coming up. Check it out. Again, thank you for everything. Thank you for being here. And yeah, so let me know what you thought about this video, if you found anything helpful, and I'll jump in there and talk to you. Okay? I love you guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.